So I actually just made a video that I was about to upload but didn't because some things changed right after I made that video, and it was about the new setup, basically the final plans of what's going to happen. And now it's really confirmed because I just bought some stuff and just bought the tank and some other stuff that I got from the same website, so I was able to get some stuff already. Obviously there's a big list of things that I still need to get, but I'm not going to get this stuff until I actually have the tank and can see it, and plus it's a lot of money, so I'm not trying to spend a whole lot right at once. But yeah, all this stuff costs a lot of money, so I'm just kind of taking it step at a time. But I did get the main stuff, mainly the most expensive stuff out of the way. For the most part, there's still here and there a lot of expensive stuff, but for the majority, I got kind of the main stuff out of the way. So obviously, the last time you guys saw, I was gonna do another 20 gallon. I was gonna replace the one I had with the UNIS 20U. I mean 60U. That was basically the same exact tank, just brand new. And UNIS is obviously a lot nicer of a tank, but I decided, except the next two big tanks that are going to be ADA 120Ps or 120Us, I forget which is which. It's whichever is the 80 gallon one, but except those two aren't going to be in the main room now, and they're going to be separate from this tank that I'm doing now. I thought might as well even go bigger because now I actually have the space and I'll have room for it. So basically the 20 gallon, which is got to do a water change, but this will become, now that I'm not going to use it at all, it's going to become a hospital tank or quarantine, however you want to call it. I don't know, maybe if I feel like it, I might actually, it won't be anytime soon, like maybe in the next couple of years, if I just decide I want to do something with this tank and actually do another escape with it one day. That's very possible. But for now, I'm gonna, once it gets emptied out, I'll use it as a quarantine tank. It'll be a nice quarantine tank, good size, 20 gallons. It'll work perfect for that. But that's what that's gonna be used for. So if I had to guess, the tank won't be here until mid-May because it's on pre-order. But so that's actually only like a couple weeks away. I think maybe 3. But that's about when I planned it. That's when I planned about setting this tank up, so it kind of works out perfect. But so that tank will still be up for quite a while, maybe another month or so. I don't know. I might just keep it running, even when I set up the other tank. Just kind of keep it running and keep the fish that I have in there now, and just kind of set up that tank and let it cycle. But who knows? We'll just see when the time comes. But basically, I was going for the 88 90p, which is the 40. I think ADA says it's 48 gallons, but Glass Aqua, which is the whole reason why I bought some of this stuff now, is because they kind of gave me a great deal on a total package of some serious stone, and because a lot of this stuff costs a lot to ship, like the tank especially, and then I would have to pay shipping for the stone itself, and that's like could be potentially another couple $100. So that's like a bunch of money just in shipping that I'm losing, and it's just no point in spending all that shipping. And so basically I kind of worked out a deal with them to package some of the main stuff, all the stuff I could buy off their website, and do a all-in-one shipping price. So that kind of worked out. So that's kind of the reason why I bought some stuff now. But they didn't carry the 88 90p, so I went with the UNIS 90p, which is literally the exact same tank. It's just UNIS, so it's just as nice. It would have been nice to have the 88, but I mean, when you put them side to side, there's really no difference. I mean, 88 is just a tad bit clearer of a glass, but at the end of the day, the only people that are going to notice that is us. It's still an amazing tank. It's probably, when it comes to rimless tanks, 80 and UNIS are the best. So, and really, I mean, at the end of the day, they both look almost exactly the same. So that's fine. But the next two tanks are definitely going to be 88s for sure. So what I have highlighted is the stuff I already have bought. So it's not much. So basically what I was able to buy was the tank, and then the Twin Star, which was the light we're going with. The 900 SP, so it's a pendant light, 3 feet long. Obviously, that's one thing I had to splurge more money on because we obviously went with a bigger tank, so I needed a bigger light. At first, I had the 600, so I had to spend basically like another $100 on the light. But it's what it is. The 2-footer probably could have worked, but I don't want to risk it. I mean, just might as well get the stuff that's gonna actually work. So we know the 900 is 3 feet long. The tank's 3 foot long, so no point in trying to save, you know, $50 more. Just might as well just get what is needed. But and then the other thing they had on their website that I was able to pick up, because everybody else seems to always be out of stock in it, was this twin star algae emitter. They only had like a couple left. This basically just like prevents algae in the early stages. It's a really neat piece of equipment and very useful. Obviously it's very expensive. It's about $140, but it's probably the most worth it thing ever. And it's not just for the beginning of your tank. You actually can use it for the whole life of the tank. You can keep it on there forever, 24/7. But that's probably what I'll end up doing. But it's a great piece of technology. It just keeps algae away. So if you guys are ever interested in that, definitely check out this thing out. It's pretty neat. It's pretty new too, but it works really well, as I hear. So I'll be able to check that out, and I'll definitely make a video on my channel once I have that thing set up and tell you guys what I think. Because I think that'll be quite life changing for what I'm gonna do, because I've never had something like that. So, and then I was kind of keeping track. So basically what I have in pink highlighted is basically what I paid. So just so I can keep track and see how much money I'm saving, if any, which when it comes to stuff, you can't really save much. But obviously the 88 one was going to cost $750, and I end up getting, so I saved almost a couple $100 on getting the other tanks, so that was nice. And then the Twin Star was actually a little bit cheaper, so I got it for $109. And then this was the same price, $140. There was no getting that cheaper. But the Osei, I actually could have, they did sell the Osei, and I don't know, honestly I should have just bought it with it so it all shipped together, but it's fine. I'll still be able to get free shipping just because it's so expensive, so it doesn't matter. It's not like it's a must thing that I need right now, but we're going with the Osei Thermal 600. Pretty pricey, but again, that filter is so worth it with the built-in heater and all that. It just makes it really nice. So basically this tank will have almost zero equipment. Actually, it will have zero equipment on the tank. The only equipment it will have will be obviously the inlets and outlets, and that's the only thing that's going to be actually sitting on the tank. So it'll be nice and clean around everything now, instead of it having like a hang on the back that's getting all mucky and dirty in the back. So it's going to be pretty nice. And plus, you know that the Twin Star hangs from the ceiling, so it's gonna be nice not having anything around the tank whatsoever. So CO2, obviously the total price out of $500 worth of CO2 stuff. That stuff, it's definitely the second most expensive thing, because all the other stuff's a couple $100. Honestly, probably that stuff can probably wait. It'll probably be the last stuff I get, because it's not like you can't really set it up until, you know, you kind of have water in the tank. But all that stuff, so basically I got a 5-pound cylinder coming, a regulator by Greenleaf Aquariums, and obviously it's way more expensive, their regulators, but they're way nicer. They have built-in bubble counters and everything, so they're just way nicer. I was gonna go with the cheaper ones, but I don't, in my mind, I just don't think there's any point going cheap on the CO2 side, just because it's CO2 can be kind of dangerous in some ways, and it's nothing to be afraid of, but I just don't want to go cheap on CO2, so that's why I kind of spent so much. Nothing else is really to point out here. You guys can kind of read. It's basically just it's all basically the best stuff you can get. And then I got some gray CO2 tubing. I thought that would be kind of cool because it'd match with the filter, so do a little matching. But then extras, so we got the filter hose. This is just a clear hose that will replace the Osei's thermos, because obviously their filter comes with like a black hose, and obviously I just don't like the look of that, so I'm going with the clear hose. And plus I'm going with glass lily pipe, so you guys know the look of that. You guys have seen it a million times, so I don't have to explain myself on that. But, and then we already talked about that. A little bit of extra stuff, the fog, the screen fog. Obviously you guys have probably seen that too. It's just fogging out the back. That's an ADA one that will perfectly fit the back of this tank, so that'll be nice. And then this is just random cleaning stuff that I wanted to add on there. It's a spring cleaner, so it's like I think it's like a 9-foot spring cleaner where you can shove all the way up in the pipes and clean it, so that would be nice. I should have bought something like that long ago, but I never did. And then this is substrate stuff, so actually not as expensive as I thought that it would be. But obviously you guys know I always roll with 88 when it comes to this stuff, so 88 aqua soil times 2, so basically 2 bags of 9 liter. Should be enough. We'll see. If I gotta buy more, I buy more. That's what it is. And then but the reason I say that should be enough is because I'm also doing the powder, and that'll just be a thin layer on the top for some of the carpeting plants I'll have. And then on top of that, which I realized I didn't even add the sand on here. That kind of sucks, so that'll make price go up a little bit. But the power sand, this is something totally different. This is obviously what will go under the substrate that gives extra nutrients and gives life to the aqua soil just for a little bit longer. It adds a little bit more life to it. And the power sand, there's actually power sand already. If you didn't know this, power sand actually already has the Bacteria 100 and the Super Clear or the Clear Super in it. And so you don't even have to buy these. So all you have to buy is the bottom plus and the, I have no clue how they pronounce this, Tourmaline line. I don't know exactly how you pronounce that word, but those two are basically the only things I have to buy, and they're not mandatory. They're not at all. Actually, these last 3 aren't mandatory, but they just make it so much nicer. And so the bottom plus gives you a little bit extra iron. I know I'm going to have some reds in there, so having just a little bit more iron in the bottom of the substrate will be a little bit nicer. That'll just help those plants or those stems, those red stems, really pop up and grow, in the beginning stages. And then what this does is, I believe, spacing out here, but I believe that one was, I think it brings a little more nutrients to this soil. It's either that or it brings a little more life to the aqua soil. It's one of those two. I forget what it does again, but I obviously have it written down, so I thought it was important to have, but no more than $20. I mean, for each of them, I mean, might as well put them in there. The power stand was definitely worth it in my opinion for the tank, for the other 20 gallon that I did. It just makes your ADA last way longer. I got 2 years out of my ADA, and that's really good. And most people don't even have their escapes that long, so I was able to get a lot of life out of the ADA that I had in that tank for a long time because of power sand. So we'll definitely be using that again. And then with these couple more additives, it's just really gonna help the plants out more. So for not that much money, and you might as well do it. And we're already going all out, so that's kind of the other reason for that. But so yeah, I'll definitely have to add the sand. Well, I'm doing the La Plata sand, ADA by ADA, and that should be like another like 80. It said it's a bigger tank. I'm gonna have to get a bigger bag, so that's probably gonna be another like $80, I imagine. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, that's basically on the list. If you guys think I'm missing anything, which I think I got it pretty well covered, but if there's anything else, like little extra things, I definitely will buy some more aquascaping tools. I got some, but I want to buy some nicer ones. I'm not going to buy any right at the moment because they are expensive, but I do plan on buying some nicer ones in the future and getting some other equipment that's a little bit nicer that'll make life easier. So if you guys have probably gotten a peek at it, but the final price for all this stuff is about $2,500, or if you round it, $26, and then plus the sand that I forgot, so we're probably looking at most $27. And the other thing that I didn't write on here that is part of the price is I bought 120 pounds or 150 pounds of Cereal stone, so I bought a bunch of that, and that was around $300, but I include that in the price. I just didn't write it down. But I got some really large stones coming, so it'll be pretty cool. We'll be able to create something pretty cool with that, I'm hoping. I mean, I can always buy more, but I think I can create something pretty cool. But also, you guys know, I'm going to show you guys every step of the tank, every step of the way from when we first set it up. I'm going to do videos of every single equipment you see here I'm going to show you guys a setup of all the CO2, reviewing the tank itself. I'm going to review the filter light. there's going to be a bunch of videos coming, so get ready for that. And the first one's probably going to be the Twin Star, because I did order that off a separate thing, so it'll probably be here like next week. So probably next video will probably be an unboxing of the light. Obviously we're not going to see it set up, but who knows, I might wait for the tank to come here so then you guys can actually see it. We can do an unboxing and then you guys can see it actually hanging from the ceiling, and so I might actually do that. So, but that'll probably be one of the first videos you guys see. But other than that, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Didn't think you'd make it this far, but other than that, comment, subscribe, and